Do you ever feel like your life feels like this? Like we're in a black and white movie, there's no texture in your life, everything seems a little dull? Well, lucky for you, I know how we can change it to this bright, vibrant. And I know that right now in this video, that was just some quick textural editing, but the point still stands. If you're here, you are interested in adding more vibrancy to your life, whether that's because life feels a little bland right now and a little dull, or maybe it's because you're really into self-discovery and rediscovering who you are, or maybe it's just because you want to add a little bit of vibrancy to everyday moments. Whatever your reason, this challenge has got your back. It starts by teaching the 2 foundational skills that are absolutely essential to intentional living through a creative lens. The first one is intuitive, creative expression. That means unprompted, unguided, and you sit with yourself and create whatever comes out. The hardest part of that is to trust your intuition and not put pressure on yourself, but I go through that in the challenge on how to work through that. And the second thing is the art of paying attention. And even though I'm introducing this second, it is the most important part because life is so full of texture if you're looking for it. Grab a coffee or a tea and let's get into this. I'll tell you exactly how it's done. I have created a ledger document that goes with this challenge, and it explains briefly the 4 rules of the challenge. For each 14 days, you have to do all 4 rules and fully commit. It's not going to work if you don't fully commit. So the 4 rules of this challenge are simple. 1, you start with a daily texture audit. So you find one texture in your life, be that a sensory feeling or an emotional feeling, that you just firmly notice and assign 1 word to it. Rule number 2 is compose a single intention for every single day. Now, in this challenge, we go through what the proper intention setting should look like because a lot of people will autopilot straight to a productivity intention, and that's not the point of this challenge. Then that leads us to the 3rd rule, which is one of the most important. It is a non-digital, no technology, 30-minute expression time. So this is where you sit down with your intuitive creative skills and you get real deep and personal with yourself. And it's vulnerable, it's a little scary, and sometimes it's really hard. But the results of creativity that you get when it's intuitive and self-led is so important as a foundational skill for creative coaching, which is where we get into that framework that I'll talk about in another video of creating a program, which I'm doing, that combines both your creative brain and your logic brain. By combining both, you get those aha moments. But in order to do that effectively, you need to be in tune with your intuitive creative skills. Again, hence this foundational challenge. And then, of course, rule 4, and this is an accountability aspect of the challenge, is a daily anchor photo. So usually people choose to take a photo of their texture for the day, but it could also be a photo of your intention for the day. I recommend being your texture photo. This is so important because it's a visual journal to track your progress of what textures you're paying attention to. And basically, how in touch with noticing your autopilot dragon you are. And there's a module where we go through what noticing that dragon feels like, and I think that is honestly my favorite module. While I created this challenge as an artist, I created it so that anybody can do it. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be a creative of any kind. If you are, that's awesome, and you'll probably find it a little easier to get in tune with it. But because it's made for everybody, it's simple and easy. All you need is a journal and a piece of paper. I have a sketchbook right here, so it's easier for me to just hold up the sketchbook than tear out a piece of paper. But as long as you have these 2 things, the ledger explains the rest, and the rest comes from within you. If any of this sounds interesting to you, you should watch this little trailer, and I'll play it right now.
This whole thing is a framework designed for anyone out there who feels like their life has kind of gone from color to black and white, and you're ready to switch it back to vibrant HD. But first, I want you to ask yourself a really important question. Are you living on mute? Seriously, think about it. Does it feel like the sound has been turned way down on your own life? Like the color saturation is just gone? It's a tough question, but it's one we have to start with. You've done it all. You've totally nailed the life checklist. The career, the house, the accomplishments. But that feeling on the inside is just flat. It's predictable. You know what's coming next. It's like you're living a life with all the emotional excitement of a beige wall. And this right here really shows the difference. On the left, you've got that flat narrative. That's life on autopilot. Kind of blurry, like you're just reading from some generic script in muted tones. But on the right, that's the goal. The HD narrative. Intentional, vibrant, and textured. A masterwork story that you're living in high definition. That is the jump we are talking about. At the heart of it all is this thing called narrative disconnect. It's basically the huge gap between your big, amazing, abstract goals and the small, concrete stuff you do every single day. And when that gap gets too wide, you start to feel like an actor in your own life, just saying lines from someone else's script. And here is the most important part. So listen close. The problem isn't you. It's not some personal failure. It's a problem with your process. You've just been operating without the right blueprint. You don't need another vague pep talk that fades in 5 minutes. You need a real, rigorous framework to shake things up. So what is it? It's a high-rigor 14-day challenge. And the best part? It's completely free. The whole point is to prove to yourself that you have what it takes to go from these fuzzy, colorless intentions to vibrant, daily, real-world expression. And this is going to be your number one tool, the Architect's Ledger. When you sign up for the free challenge, you get this awesome downloadable PDF. And it's not just some worksheet, okay? It's your guide. It's your playbook for tracking your progress and seeing with your own eyes that this new intentional life is actually taking shape. Here they are, the 4 daily rules. Number 1, the daily texture audit. Number 2, compose a single intention. 3 is non-digital expression time. And number 4, the anchor photo. Simple, right? But they are incredibly powerful. I want you to really let this sink in. Creativity is a tool for intentional living. You do not need to be an artist to do this. This is not about how well you can draw or paint. It's about expressing your intention. If you can hold a pen and you have your mind, you have every single tool you need. Period. So who is this really for? It's for the thinkers, the learners, the creators that are hiding inside every profession. It's for anyone who just refuses to live a default life. If you crave a life that is custom-built, that's resilient, and that's visceral, a life you can actually feel, then this is for you.
Welcome back. Now, if any of that was interesting to you and you're ready to sign up, it is completely free to sign up for this challenge, and it's on School. I will have the link in the description in this video so that you can join. If you've stuck around this far, you're obviously interested. I wanted to take a minute to discuss why this challenge is so personal and important and why I felt called to create this community based around this framework. And that is because even before I got trained in coaching, before I took so many self-development courses that I changed how I thought, I was using this framework. Ever since I was a kid, I was using this framework and I just didn't know that it was a framework. This framework of blending creativity and logic has gotten me through everything. It's held space for me in my low moments like healing after spine surgery, teenage breakups, and finding myself after life tore me down, and finding my way back up. And it's also been there in the positive moments. It's held space for my vibrancy. It's helped me notice the amazing, vibrant textures that life has to offer, even in the mundane moments. And it has led to me living a life that is so vibrant, so intentionally curated by me, for me, that I couldn't imagine it any other way. And my hope for you is that you create a life that you love so much that you couldn't imagine it any other way. If you're ready to stop being beige and stop living a bland, rut-living life, check that link in the bio, join the community, and download your Architect Ledger to get started today.